C-Doc again.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry about that. I'm trying to close windows and get ready to start the show that I was not ready to start. Anyway, it's Tuesday night. Welcome to another episode of It's C-Doc again. I'm your host, C-Doc, filmmaker, music producer, label president, Spit Slam record label group. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. We've got a fantastic show, but I don't do it alone. I got my co-host. First up, she got her start in classic rap radio out on the West Coast, LA, California, our lady from the heyday of K-Day, Jennifer Jenny.
What up? What up? What up?
At least you're ready with the West Side. That's all I.
What's happening? What's happening? Hey, Mara.
Shout out to Mrs. Snyder watching from upstairs. Yes.
From upstairs. And shout out to Dre Mays. Hey.
Yes. What up, Dre Mays?
What's happening?
Also, we are joined tonight by one of the hosts of another podcast, fantastic podcast. Hi, babe. People's Distinctive Travels, hailing from New Jersey, out near Philly. Ladies and gentlemen, Ultramag 7.
What's up, y'all?
What's happening, Captain?
I'm depressed.
Uh-oh. Care to explain?
My beloved Devils are down 6-1 in the second period. It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's rough days, man. Rough days.
Yeah, it's rough.
You also have to say hi to Mrs. Snyder upstairs.
Hello, Mara. Wait, she's our A&R. I forgot. So,
yeah, she is.
She's our A&R.
She is our A&R. Yes, our other host isn't here yet, so we'll wait around for Flatline. But in the meantime, in between time, I had a question for you guys because I saw it on Twitter today, and I thought it was an interesting question. Ice-T had posted up and asked, you get paid when we do, babe. When those records start selling dope, millions of copies. Anyway, Ice-T has an album coming out that is a compilation of his greatest story rhymes. And he asked
6 a.m, police at my door.
There you go. Mm-hmm. So he had asked the fans, which what are your favorite Ice-T story rhymes, to see if they were going to show up on the album. So Jennifer, yeah, okay.
That
was easy. All right,
right.
Ultra Mag.
So wait, I got to come up with something besides 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean you could say 6 a.m.
No, that's I love 6 a.m.
That's the obvious.
Yeah,
right.
But what song I really like from Ice-T that he hardly raps on it is that Our Most Requested Record. I love that song.
Oh, that's a great record. Yeah,
I love that. Yeah.
But is it a story rap?
Right.
6 a.m. is my favorite.
See, I said that, and it is technically because most of the verses are stories, but even though the first verse isn't, I said the iceberg. So even though he starts off,
the crazy
there
thing
are stories there.
In his little apartment before he became Ice-T.
Yes.
Hype Style. He had this little tiny bookshelf full of every Iceberg Slim.
Oh book. Yeah, right.
Every single one.
We have one last person to ask this question to, who's an aficionado. In fact, You'll see Ice-T's picture on the wall behind him. The man behind Hip Hop Gods Radio, the president of Rap Station, ladies and gentlemen, Flatline.
Kaboom, kablam, kabingo, kabongo. Yo,
what's up, bro?
Alrighty.
All of that.
Did you see Ice-T's tweet?
No. Well, I don't know which one.
The one about he asked the fans what their favorite Ice-T story rhyme is.
Oh, no, I did not.
And so, what would
Favorite
your answer?
story rhyme.
Yeah. Do you have?
Probably Midnight. That
Okay.
immediately jumps to mind. But
That's what Hype Style just said.
Yes.
oh yeah.
You know which one that another one that I got to give that I
I know what my favorite is. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I know.
No, go ahead, please.
Peel their caps back.
I was just gonna say
That shit is incredible. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm not surprised that you were about to say that because I mean,
yeah.
Hey, Flatline, you know what mine is?
Yes, sir. What is it?
6 a.m. I got the tape. You got the tape? You got the tape?
Yeah, I got the tape. I got the
tape.
CD, I got
Of course he
yellow
does.
You got
vinyl.
the tape? You got
Don't
the
make
tape?
me go grab it. I'll do it. I have 2 copies of Rhyme Pays actually on CD. Because I thought that there was a different pressing. I saw the color seemed a little bit different, so I was like, "Oh, I need this." And then I got it home, and I was like, "Oh, no, it's exactly the same."
Do you have the first pressing? Is your cassette black?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, mine's clear. Interesting.
Oh.
I don't have. Yeah, mine was clear.
I need a gun.
I have that. Flatline, if you ever want to part with one of those Rhyme Pay CDs, I don't have it on CD. I thought I did, but I didn't.
Oh man, yeah, I gotta send it to you then. Yeah, that would be going to a good home.
Yes, it would.
Oh, it's so sweet.
I know, right? Jennifer O. Jenny, how's the nail game? Still strong?
Oh,
Yep.
snap.
Appears to be. It appears to be. Yep,
Always.
sparkly. Sparkle game.
Mm-hmm.
Mara says, "No, you don't. So you don't have to send it to me.
His kids will destroy it.
I'm not
You
gonna
can't
let
have
them. Yeah, only if they want to get grounded for life.
Right.
Right, Dre Mays? Yep, here we go. Here we go again.
I need my points. I'm sorry.
Flatline.
Yes, sir.
Well, no, you know what? We'll get back to that later because our guest is here. And let's get to the show. You know, why waste time?
Good.
We'll talk about Hip Hop Gods Radio later.
Yeah.
Yes, our host, an underground legend, you know, and one of the most interesting groups to ever put it down. Interestingly, and short-lived, but you know, but still amazing, just unique music from these guys. Ladies and gentlemen, formerly of Company Flow, Mr. Len.
What's up, yo?
Hell yeah. Oh shit.
Look, I'm former core flow, but I'm always indelible. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yes, I forgot to mention the indelible MCs. My apologies.
Right.
Yeah, Mr. Len, how are you, sir?
Doing real good. Jersey's nice and warm today.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Jersey is. I know.
Enjoy all day. You know.
All day.
What up from Berlin? You got fans everywhere, man. So.
Berlin. You know, I'm about to be in Berlin in June.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
What's good? What's going on now lately? Are you gearing up for a tour, DJing?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna be DJing for Ella Sensei. He's doing the No Expiration Date tour, the last Artifacts album that came out right before Tame passed, and of course after Chaos. So we're going out to, you know, basically it's a tribute to our brothers, man. You know, like it hurts. It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because of course I love them. You know what I'm saying? But like, as crazy as it sounds, like I shouldn't be on the road with Artifacts. You know what I'm saying? Like it's supposed to be Chaos. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like, it's you know, I went to high school with Chaos. So like you know, me and these guys, we all go back. You know, so like,
right.
Like I said, it's sweet, but it's you know, I get to pay a fitting tribute to my people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yep. That's dope. It's great that you can support that.
Len, you'll see that we battle all show.
When you're supposed to bring props, Len,
it's part of the show.
We battle all show.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get up and go get mine. But anyway, I'll let you guys hold it down. Yeah, so let's go back. Let's take it back to the beginning and your early days. And you said you went to high school with Chaos. Talk about the early days of hip hop for you, and how you got into it. What got you into it?
So originally I'm from New York. I was born in the Bronx. Then I lived in the Bayview Projects in Brooklyn, and that's right after that I moved to Jersey, and that's where like high school where I met Chaos and Tame and L. That's when Chaos wasn't even in the group yet. Chaos was in another group called Up to No Good that was based out of our high school in Hillside. Tame and L was a group called That's Them. Right. I used to intern for the management company that managed That's Them. So that's how I met That's Them.
Okay.
And they used to have these battles at this spot called Club 88 in East Orange. And the battle was crazy. Like what would happen is if you lost, like they kicked you out the club.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that shit was wild. So like, Tame and L used to do their thing, man. So it was dope. But like that was the early days of like me being out here. Cold Flow started with when I was interning, one of my bosses started this label called Libra, and he was like, "Yo, I got this dude that needs a DJ." He said, "I know you DJ," and at the time he didn't even tell me the dude was white. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just like, "I got this dude." He played me the music, and like you could hear something in his voice, but I was like, maybe it's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a demo. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hey, what do I know? I was like 16 at the time, and he had a birthday party, and before the actual party, he had me go to his house to meet him. I walk in, he's like, this white dude sitting behind his keyboard, and I was like, who's this guy? And like, I still remember he was playing me beats like that day, and I was like, oh shit, like this dude's like he's next level, And
it's generally the response we get. Who's that?
Yeah. Right. Well, we clicked, you know what I'm saying? Like we got along, and one of the things, I know this is gonna sound crazy, one of the things we got along about was the things that we hated. So like I remember the box used to call in like an order of video.
Sure.
So we hated MC Brain's Uchi. Was it? I think it was Uchi Coochie or some song like
that. La la la.
Uchi Coochie la la la. Yeah.
And like I remember we was watching the box and the song came on and I was like, oh, this bullshit. And he was like, you hate this too? I was like, bro, this song sucks. And like, we just got along. We was just like, okay, bet. And like, we both like EPMD and like, it was like a bunch of things that we just clicked on. So like me and L, we just been tight like ever since.
Yeah. What was the first rap record you heard that you were like, oh shit, like it made you want to get involved in hip hop? Was there one, or was it just the vibe at the time?
Yeah, that was the thing. Like it's hard for me because like remember I'm born in like 75.
Right.
So like it's already happening.
Yeah.
So like, it's hard to pinpoint like one song. I can tell you that say like Video Music Box had like a big influence on me because like it was the first time I could put faces to things I was hearing, So like, there was people that like I couldn't wait to see their videos. Like I still remember because I remember hearing Plug Tuning on the radio, and Potholes in My Lawn was the video.
Yeah,
it was like these are the guys. Holy shit! Like you know what I'm saying? It was like, like you find out they're from Long Island. You know what I'm saying? I had basically just moved to Jersey, so like in my head I was like, I'm living this parallel life with these dudes that's from the project. You know what I'm saying? It was just like it was. So like that to me was a big deal to have that faces put to some of the music.
Yeah, Yo MTV Raps was mine. Was the same thing for me. It was just like amazing to watch that shit.
Yeah, we didn't have cable for a long time. Like New York didn't get cable for a minute. So we only got like it was Channel 31. Ralph held us down.
Yeah.
Right.
Shout out to Uncle Ralph McDaniels. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes. So okay, so you and L clicked, and did you guys start doing music right away?
Yeah, matter of fact, the song Juvenile Techniques, like the very first single we put out, when I heard it, I gave him the hook to that record.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, it was like immediately, like, you know, like we just kind of started rolling. And the hook came from an Antex record. Antex was the dude that started Libra. So Antex was this dude. He had this his most known single was Yo Vanessa. He was signed to Tough City. And
okay.
He had this album called Suburban Etiquette. And the song that we sampled actually had Mobb Deep on it, because they used to, like I said, that he was one of the managers. So they used to manage Mobb Deep back when they were Poetical Prophets.
Oh wow.
So remember, they was in the Yo Vanessa video where he's on the rooftop. Like you see like young Havoc and Young Prodigy.
Wow. Crazy.
Oh wow. Oh, so okay. So how long were you then? Because you guys only did the one single for Libra, right?
Yeah. Well, the second single never came out because we had our big falling out with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember what the song sounded like, but I don't think we actually had like a title for it yet.
Oh. Okay.
So after that, we and the funny thing with even with Juvenile Techniques, getting it played, remember, like that's when we first got known. You know what I'm saying? That's 1993. Ella Sensei brought our record to Bobito, because like at the time he had his falling out with the management, and they went over to Bob, and Bob was kind of like managing them at the time. So like I asked L, like, yo, you know, maybe Bob will like it. You know, we'll get some spin at like 3:00 in the morning. You know,
right.
Here's a horror story. At the same time, I got the record to Chuck Chill Out, and I remember I was working at Jive Records. I was working in the dub room. Phone rings, I pick it up, and it's Chuck Chill Out. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Chuck got the record. He was like, yeah, you know, this is cool. Yo, give me $500 and you know, I'll play it. And I was like, I thought you said you liked the record. You know what I'm saying? I was like, at the time, I'm like 17. Like I don't, like, I'm just now really in the music business. I have no idea how any of this stuff works. So I was like, I thought you liked the record. And like he came up with something. And the thing is, I got in touch with him through my cousin. So I called my cousin back up. I was like, yo, why is Chuck Taylor trying to charge me $500? And all my cousin was like, all he said to me was, fuck him. All he said to me, fuck him. So when I got the call from Bobito, I swear, like, and Bob, he probably won't even remember this. I said, how much do you want? And he was like, what? And like I was like, I was like, well, let me fall back. You know, if you're not asking for money, like, you know, let me see where this goes. So he was just like, nah, you know, I like the record. Give me about 2 weeks. I want to have you guys up to the station, and boom, everything kind of took off from there.
That's so dope.
Yeah, luckily I was broke. Otherwise, like, you know, you guys,
right? Would have been a totally different thing.
Yeah.
What was your stretch at Bobito? What experience like? What was it like up there, man? I love hearing those stories. You know,
so anybody that goes the first time, you're nervous as hell because like you know that just about anybody that's worth their weight in hip hop, be it a listener or even just like another artist, they're listening to Stretch and Bob, and if they're not listening live, they're recording it and they're gonna listen to you in the morning. You know, so like it was nerve wracking, but at the same time, it's exciting. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's Stretch, Bob, and Sear. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
All you trying to do is not get roasted by Sear. You know what I'm saying? So now you trying to make sure you look fly when you go up there. Like, hey, snap on me. You want to, you know, you want to make an inside joke with Bob, so when you come back, you got something to talk about. and you hoping that like Stretch cuts your record up. Like, you know, there's a lot going on when you get to, like,
right.
So like it's but it was the experience, it was the time, and like it for me it was mad fun. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember like getting to the point with them where they was just like, yo, you know, sometimes if you in the city, you know, come through and hang out. And like that to me, like that open door thing was cool. I remember I went up there for my birthday once, and Craig Mack was there. And yo, there was this spot up the street called Coronets where you used to get these big slices of pizza. And Max sent somebody out. He was like, yo, you want a slice of pizza? Yo, and Craig Mack bought me pizza. I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like, but this is where like, you know, you build like anybody, if you like I've never seen anybody beef at Stretch and Bob.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like if people saw you there, like it was like, okay, you must be cool. You know what I'm saying? Because if you sit there with Stretch and Bob and like, you know, I'm part of CM Mob, so like me and Sear, like that's fam. So like if I'm now you hoping like me and Sear don't roast you, and I'm like, yeah.
Okay, so the second single doesn't happen.
Not on Libra.
Yeah, not on Libra. And
instead
then what?
Instead of the second single, we had a song that we got played. I want to say it was Corners that we got played up at Stretch and Bob, and then we dropped the EP,
the Fun Crusher.
Yeah, the Fun Crusher EP with the songs on it. Most of them were pressed on green vinyl. If you have the black vinyl for the Fun Crusher EP, like that's super rare. And I met like 2 people that have it. Wow. I don't even have it.
Yeah. So, and were you guys just distributing yourself at that point?
For the EP, I want to say that was Big Daddy and then Fat Beats.
Okay.
If I'm remembering like because it was Rich King at Big Daddy, because there was a lot of people that kind of fronted on it, and like a lot of people ended up like leaving their jobs based on like this is not the direction that I want to go with this company. So like it was like the at least from what I can tell, Co-Flow and like that beginning era, like Co-Flow, Not Fiction, Arsonist, Juggernauts, all of that starts this era of like, okay, if you're not gonna support the independent hip hop, then like I need to find out like how I can do that. So like I believe that's how Rich ends up at Fat Beats. You know, Joe had the store, and you know, they was working with Stretch and Bob. So if you heard a song on Stretch and Bob, you knew to go to Fat Beats to find the record. You know, so like we were building like a community in New York.
Yeah. Yeah. It had to be. It's an interesting time because we had Eclipse on, and he was talking about working at Wild Pitch and then going to Fat Beats and you know, just the interesting music. I was not even at New York or never been to New York at that point, so I didn't start finding out about this stuff until the internet. You know, and then you have places like Sandbox Automatic that was like selling stuff online.
Oh, Ed Wong, that was the homie, man.
Wong,
yeah. Whenever we had merch, which is like very rare.
Yeah.
Ed was like one of the first people. Like he was like, "Yo, bring it here." It was always Sandbox, and then out in Cali, it was the Giant Peach. Giant Peach always like had.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Wow. So what was the initial reaction to Fun Crusher?
So personally, I didn't hear anything about Fun Crusher, like any real reaction until much later. Because like when you're doing it, you're not really checking for accolades. You're just like, I need the work. Like I'm trying to.
Right.
So like, I knew that people liked it because like they were showing up to the shows, you know. But like I didn't know if it had any real impact. It was just like I knew people liked the songs. But it wasn't until like maybe like the first like European tour, and I was like, huh, like this is this is Germany, and like no one really speaks English. You know what I'm saying? I was like, right. they really came out to hear, and like they're reacting to, like we would end the set with 8 Steps. So like for them to react off through the show and then get the, you know, that moment, you know, you get that big pop at 8 Steps. It was like, oh, okay. And then there was places like, I'll never forget going to the Czech Republic for the first time. It wasn't used to having hip hop shows. So, yo, we were out there. I swear, we were sweating, we were screaming. You know what I'm saying? They was just standing there, just watching us, like no reaction, nothing. And like, I remember, like L turned to me, like, what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So like we was like, I remember he was like, all right, yo, guys, you know, hey, thanks. Basically, he was like, thanks for not booing. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and we was about to end the show. And they erupted. And I was like, what is this? And like they was like, do another one. And we had to do another song. I was like, okay. It was strange. But like, you know, it was still new. Like we were going places where like hip hop still hadn't really made its mark yet. So like I would go there, like we had to figure out mixer situations and like there's only one turntable. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a big problem. And this is not Serato. This is me carrying like 2 bags of records and you know what I'm saying? Like whatever the show set was, and then like we're gonna play music beforehand, we're gonna play music after it. So like I'm carrying tons of records. And like for you to be in a place where like, yeah, you're gonna use this Fisher Price turntable, this mixer that's like 8 miles long. You know what I'm saying? Like you just had to make it work.
Fisher Price. Wow.
Well, I had a question. I totally lost it there. You threw me off with the Fisher Price turntable. But
well,
anyway.
I want to add. So
go ahead.
I know because we were talking about you and L, but how did Just become like part of the group? Like,
so you know how I know someone's gonna have to tell Just about this because I'm about to snap on him. You know how Arrested Development had Mr. Wendell, that old dude? That's me, Just. Just was older than me and L. He used to run with Antex. Like they grew up together in Queens. So when Antex had Libra, Just was one of the dudes that was doing radio promotion for that indie label. And at the time, he was L's roommate when L lived in Manhattan. So they would always like end up, you know, being in the studio together, and you know, just would, you know, start to rhyme a little bit. But Just really like that graffiti shit. He's really on it. Like maybe like the 3rd time I ever went out bombing in my life was with Just, and like I've been out bombing him a couple of times, and like he could do a throw up, I swear, in like 2 seconds.
Wow.
Like it's like he walked past the wall. Oh. So like, wow. Yeah, he was nice with it, especially like back in the day. Like we was down in Tribeca, so like there was Just tags and like Just throw ups, and like, you know, he would do like some cold flow throw ups, and you know, all through downtown.
Wow, that's dope. When did you guys? So when did Fun Crusher become Fun Crusher Plus?
When we got the deal with we got the distribution deal with Raucous.
With Raucous?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
We were shopping around. I remember we talked to a couple of different people, and I think we settled on Raucous mainly because like one, like they were accessible, like we could actually get to them. There was a couple of labels that I know were like out west that personally I would have preferred, but I like being able to, like, if you fucking up my shit, I want to be able to Williams the whole office. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they was and like Jared and Brian, like initially, like in the beginning, they were cool. The only problem I remember having with them was when they was like, So Cold Flow doesn't really work urban. We don't really see you guys like getting like urban spins. And I was like, fuck, I live in Newark. I don't live in Newark. I live in Newark. So like, what the fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? But like, I got what they were saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like in comparison to say like at the time, like what's bubbling is like it's like new Biggie. Puffy had just got fired from Uptown, so like like things were bubbling for that side of it, and like we just didn't meld.
Yeah.
So I got it, but at the same time, I was like, shit, I want my shit knocking where I'm at,
Right.
And like we still got a lot of love, like especially like out here, like there's cats out here that like always was just they just loved hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if it was on Stretch and Bob, like they rocked with it.
Wait, were you guys touring a lot then? After the Raucous, did you keep touring?
Yeah, there was a lot. There's a lot of touring, and most of it was not domestic.
Yeah,
there was everyone like here wanted you had to have like radio spins, like just like how it's as bad as it is now, where people only pay attention to the numbers and not actually like what the the listeners are into. Yeah. It was worse then because like then they could lie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like now you can go like while bots can help you lie. Like this still like you still can like visually see it. But back then it was just like we just don't want to do this. So yeah, you guys don't work out here. You know what I'm saying? And like, but meanwhile, like any major city was really rocking with us. So like unfortunately, like there's a lot of spaces that we just couldn't get to. We didn't do Chicago until the Cold Flow reunion.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole group had to break up and get back together so we could do Chicago. Like major places like that. We never did St. Louis. We were good in like Miami and I think like Orlando and like never hit that. But like West Coast, Seattle, the Bay, LA, like we was there.
Yeah.
We were definitely in the house for them joints.
So you do Fun Crusher or with Raucous, Fun Crusher Plus, it's like 97-ish.
Yeah, July 97.
Yeah. Oh, fuck the blue.
I gotta get him.
Damn, you got the promo items. Like some of that, I don't even have that.
Yeah. Wait, I gotta bring it up. Hang on.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's wild.
That's hanging on the wall. next to R-rated Rugged Man and the Smut Peddlers.
What is it?
Oh, it's a
the promo poster.
This is the promo poster. I know
like out of a magazine.
Yeah.
No. Well, you took that out the magazine.
I took it out the magazine.
Okay, there was a couple of like posters that we did with them.
Yeah, this is small. This is mad small.
He said R-rated Rugged Man. So when I worked at Jive, that's where I met R.A. when he was still.
You were there.
Yeah.
You were there from when R.A.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So wait, you saw the craziness.
I was there. I remember when he got kicked out the office. I was coming back from lunch, and he was like, "What up, Len?" And I was like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" Yo, they kicked me out. I was like, "Damn, what'd you do?" Yo, I don't know which reason they kicked him out for. There was a lot.
There were a lot of reasons. Yep.
He was a wild dude, but like it was. I got it, but at the same time, I was like, y'all don't like. And maybe because I was young, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't see things as being insulting or like you don't see it as being like threatening to people. To me, it was just funny. He was like a dude that was basically like pranking people. But if he had a camera phone, he would have been like a multi-millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Different time.
Yeah.
Is that how he got on the album? It's like you knowing you or
everybody just knew RA. Everybody knew.
Okay.
RA had records with like Sadat and Biggie, and you know what I'm saying? Like I don't. The funny thing is, I don't know anyone that ever told a story about how they met RA. I met like RA was at Jive one day, and like somehow we knew each other's names. Like you say, like it just worked.
Wow.
RA came to when we shot a video for 8 Steps. RA was there, and that's basically how he got on Population Control.
Yeah.
He came to the video in Z Cavaricci's and loafers, bro. I was like, this dude is wild. This dude is wild.
He still wears that.
Was he?
He wears some wild stuff.
RA is a little bit like Joe Fatal. Can anybody really tell you when they met Joe Fatal?
Right.
Well, I can. It was after the Stet show, but you know, he was loading stuff into the back of his car.
And I don't know when the guys in Yag Fu met him, but he was in their video.
Oh, RA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just RA. Just all of a sudden, you know.
Well, he shouts them out on.
Oh yeah.
On the one single on Jive that did come out.
Because he's known them for over 30 years.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I remember RA gave me the tape with Every Record Label Sucks Dick and Cunt Renaissance. With 2 songs. There's 2 songs on the tape. And he goes, yo, Len, check this out. I'm bringing back the word cunt. And I was like, I don't know if the word went anywhere. And he gives me this tape, and it has it written on the tape. And I was just like, okay.
You're all right, RA.
I was like, cool. And the thing was, like, the songs were dope.
Yeah.
Like, that was the shit that got me. They were good songs. Like, now everybody's into shock. You know what I'm saying? But, like, he was shocked, but he would back it up. I think that's why a lot of people fuck with him.
Yeah. Yep. And I think that was entirely too much for Jive Records.
Yeah. Well, and if you see him, he's on tour right now. I don't know whatever happened to Onyx.
Oh, well, they're still touring. I think they might have like split.
Not with him.
Yeah, I know, but I think they kind of split because I think Onyx went off and was doing other shows.
Yeah, but he's still and every night it's like, what is he doing now?
Yeah,
and he's been at it for. He goes at it for like 7-8 days and then takes maybe 1 day off and then he's at it again.
Yeah.
Wow, that's brutal. Most people do like 4 days tops.
Oh yeah, no, he's going for it, I guess, because they had to get him all the way over here from Germany.
Yeah, so while he's here, you know. Yep. Okay. So when did you guys decide to follow up Fun Crusher with little Johnny from the hospital?
So Little Johnny from the hospital actually happened almost right after the end of Fun Crusher. So like I said, I was broke. So like I didn't get a sampler, like my own equipment until the end of Fun Crusher because I still had a job and I was saving. So real shit, like I didn't even have turntables. Like I was sharing turntables with my friends.
Oh wow.
So like all the practicing that I did was like if turntables was here, like you wouldn't see me for days.
You didn't keep one of the Fisher Price My First Turntables? You didn't keep one of those?
No. If I didn't have the turntables here, I would go up the street to Chaos House. And we'd be in his house and like, you know, we making all this noise. And when his mom was done with it, I remember when she just turned all the electricity out in the house. and we was like, it's time to go. So yeah, that's how, you know, that's how I got it. Like when almost every record had cuts on it, and we like there was some that I was just like, I don't like the way this sound. Like even 8 Steps had scratches on it, and I was like, I don't like these. So like, you know, there was some I would take out, some like, you know, some just had to stay. Then there was some that like, I'm trying to remember, one of them like I didn't like, and L was like, nah, I gotta keep these. And I was like, hey man, you know, if you like it, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if it, you know, some things were just part of the production. Like if you listen to Collude and True, you can't have that song without the scratches in it. Like the scratches is part of the production.
Yeah.
I want some more points.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say this looks like a look around and find out moment.
I got a promo sticker on the side of my CD rack here. Yeah.
The little Johnny promo sticker.
Shout out B+.
This guy.
Oh, B+ did the photography for that?
Yeah.
Nice. So you guys just decided to do just an instrumental record?
Yeah, so you know when I got
talk
at the end of Fun Crusher, someone had left their MPC 2000 at Ozone Studios, and I started doing I did the beat, the intro beat to Last Good Sleep, and there was something else. It might have been like Lensicism, and then no, that wasn't Lensicism. It was something else. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy this machine because L was using an EPS, just had an ASR, so I was like, you know, cool, I'll get the drum machine. So towards the end of recording Fun Crusher, all I'm doing is making beats. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna do an instrumental record. And I called up L, was like, yo, you wanna do this record with me? He was like, sure, let's do it. Hit up Just was like, nah, I'm not into it. So he was like, bet. we did this record. And like, props to Raucous, because like they didn't understand it. They was like, you're gonna do a record with no lyrics? He was like, yeah. And he was like, all right, cool. And like nobody was doing it. Like everybody's like, that sounds like a horrible idea. And like I said, props to them, like because like that didn't have to take off. Like, and we ended up touring that record. Like we toured for a nice chunk of time off that record.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. No, I was always fascinated by you guys had such a big underground album debut, and then it was that one. It was the instrumental record, and then that was it. It's like, oh, okay. Is that where when things started to fall apart after that?
So somewhere in there is End to End Burners.
Oh yes, yeah, right.
So End to End comes out in '98, a little bit before Little Johnny. And when we're touring Little Johnny, Just leaves the group. Like it was some bullshit. But like obviously we got over it. But like you know, at the time, you know, it was like, okay, we got to figure this out. So it was good that we had the instrumental record. But I remember like being on the road, and I was like, yo, L, you know you're gonna end up having to do like a set. Like you gotta rap. You know what I'm saying? Like we went up there. He brought his EPS, and I had the vinyl. Only like 1 or 2 shows I brought out my MPC, but like, you know, we were set up like an electronic band, like on stage. And at one point during one of the European dates, you know how the electricity is different.
Yeah.
So the EPS went out, and I was like, we bought the vinyl. So we had to, we came up with a whole new stage show, like on the fly. And I was like, yeah, now you got to rap. We had Lift on the Road and Vast Air. I think some I can't remember why Vodal couldn't make it out, but Vast was on the road, and Lift, and then sometimes BMS, who rhymes on Vital Nerve.
Gotcha.
We put together the stage show, and you know we rocked it out. But yeah, it was it's the beginning of like the whole like instrumental craze, because like after that, like there's a spinner record that came out.
Yep.
Then there's like Peach Instrumentals, and then of course like Dilla takes it and goes to outer space with it.
Right.
Not that he wasn't already in outer space, but
Right. Yeah, exactly. Fast air.
He's not even on there. He can't even see it. Wait, there you go. How about that, buddy? How about that?
We gotta jump back to Indelible MCs.
Yeah.
How did that collaboration come about?
So Treads knew, or J Treads knew L through a mutual friend, and we met Bruin because of KCR. There was this big show that Fat Beats threw. I want to say it's like 1995 at a spot called Club Vinyl in the city, and like they basically rolled out all of the now like the major players. So it was us, Non-Fiction, Arsonists, Juggernauts, the X-Men when they were still the X-Men before they became the Executioners.
Yeah.
Fifth Platoon. There's a group called Cracker Jacks. High Tech, not High Tech from Ohio.
Oh, okay.
High Tech from New York. And it was somebody else, like a couple other like names that was on, but like those are like the major, like we all was getting burned at the same time on Juggernauts asked L to do Clear Blue Skies. So like everybody just kind of just basically got along. Funny thing, Juggernauts lived in the area where I was born at in the Bronx. So like when I lived in the Bronx, like I didn't know them, but like,
oh wow,
Bruin heard me shout out the street that I lived on. I said, I shouted out Murdoch Ave, and he came to me one time after the show. He's like, "Yo, you from Murdoch?" Now back in the day, Murdoch used to beef with Edenwald Projects. So I'm like, man, this dude's tall. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I was like, man. I was like, I don't even live in the Bronx no more. I was like, ain't nobody with me. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, oh man, I was like, I hope this dude ain't from Edenwald. He was like, yo, I used to live right around the corner. I was like, oh, good, sweet. So like, he was just like, yeah, yo, you got that Wakefield love. I was like, bet. You know what I'm saying? So like, we all just kind of got along, and me and Kev Fever got the same birthday. So like, it was all these like cosmic things that like, kind of drew us together.
Wow. Had you guys ever talked about doing more than just a couple of singles that you did?
Yeah, we definitely did. We talked about it. It was just that everybody started to move around in a way that it was kind of difficult to lock down. We're going to do a whole project.
Right.
And even when we did those songs, some of those beats weren't the original beats that they recorded to. So like it was that also makes it difficult, because like somebody might be like, yo, like I don't like my flow over the new beat. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yep.
Making an album, all of that goes into it. So like the Juggernauts are very meticulous about when they make it, like how and when they make their music. And it's why everything is so dope. Like to me, like they're like artists. Like everything is right. Like when you hear it, like they meant for it to be like that. Like to me, Bruin and like Pharoah Monch like make music the same way, where it's like I'm not putting it out until it's right. Like you leave it to me, like I'm on some punk rock shit. I'm like, turn it up. Let's break some glass. But like there should be tight. Like when you hear the Juggernauts records, from concept to execution, everything is like dope. And then Treads is Treads is a writer. Like he's one of them dudes where you can't just listen to him. Like you're not gonna listen that one time. Like a Treads verse, you're gonna listen to it at least 5 times like before like you listen to the rest of the song. So like to me it was always funny that we put them like that early, was have them like early on in the songs, because I was just like, hopefully people keep listening. You know what I'm saying? Because like you want to keep rewinding. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I'll never forget when I first heard that line. I'm the living circle, dot, dot. Nobody could touch me. I was like,
oh, I got more presence than attendance in a class of schizophrenics. Here. I'm like, what?
Crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Crazy dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jay Trez, man. Make It Happen is like one of my favorite records.
Yeah.
I mean, on Fondle and Prop, maybe all time. I put that on my all-time list. I mean, that record is so dope.
Yeah. I remember he changed his name to like a record. He changed his name to Pounds, and he was still dope. And I was like, I missed the name Jay Treads, and I'm glad he started using it again.
Yeah.
But like, he had joints with like Ken Sport, and like, joints is hot.
Yeah. Wow. Super dope.
Dope.
Yep. So just leaves the group, and then UNL, I guess, that's the end of Company Flow at that point.
No, we did a single on the newly formed Def Jux.
Oh, so that's right.
It was a double single with we still called it Cold Flow, because originally me and Cold Flow, and then it was a double single. It was Cold Flow, and we introduced Cannibal Ox.
Right.
So that was where you got Iron Galaxy. I think Iron Galaxy and Straight Off the Dick.
Yeah, that one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think that. So there's a joint on. I always get the song titles mixed up with Can Ox, but like there's a joint on that did. The single is me doing the cuts. There's a problem like when they had to redo it and get somebody else to do the cuts. I'm trying to remember like there was like some kind of glitch in like some kind of error. So like the beat was there. I think they even had to redo their lyrics. And then I can't remember the DJ, like whoever that DJ was at the time had to redo the cuts. And it was you can tell which one, like if you listen to him, you can tell which one is who. But
right.
He still did his thing, because I've seen their show and shit was dope.
Okay. Yeah, so now L's doing Def Jux.
Yeah.
And what brought you to then doing Pity the Fool?
So Pity the Fool was going to be a mixtape originally. The group hadn't broken up. Yeah. So the group hadn't broken up yet. And I was going to just start working with a bunch of people, like making beats and, basically like making a mixtape. And it went from a mixtape to, hey, I think Matador might be interested in doing some hip hop. I was like, I didn't know anything about Matador. Like I knew some of the artists, but I didn't know anything about like the label itself. And at the time, the label was already like 10 years old. And I think at the time, like the biggest selling records they had was John Spencer Blues Explosion and Liz Fair. That's her name.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like some of the other bands, like I had, I was like, oh wow, like I think Cat Core, or it was something like Yola Tango. There was a bunch of bands. I was like, you hear their records in commercials and like movies. So like they were that was my real intro into getting things licensed. That's when I figured out like, oh, the licensing game works even better than like selling records, or like, if you're not getting a lot of airplay,
right.
At least you can do is get it placed in a movie. So I started working with the the first record I did was This Morning with the Juggernauts with Heroin and Brewing. Literally, it's called This Morning because I made the beat that morning, like before I went to Ozone. We had already scheduled the session, and it was. I had an idea of what I wanted the beat to sound like, but we hadn't discussed anything.
Okay.
So like, if you listen like to like parts of the song, you can hear Heroin talking to us about, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, or you know what I'm saying? Like it was like I kept all of it. And I used cuts from Matador Records. So like the beginning, that is from another Matador release. So I was like, the easiest way to get this thing done, because I know they can clear their own records.
Right,
so
right.
I used joints off of Matador on This Morning, and then the next one was What the Fuck with Mr. Live and Straight Up with Q Unique from the Arsonist. And how that works is I put out a call to a bunch of people that I was going to be at Ozone. And I was like, anybody that shows up, like, we'll rock out. And like people showed up. So like if you listen to What the Fuck, like you hear people yelling in What the Fuck. It's like Mr. Dead, Q Unique, my man Kais, of course, a couple other people. And people that showed up, like some beats I made right there on the spot, and you like or like just kind of pre-production, like okay, look, this would be the sample, or like this is the tempo, or whatever, and like we kind of did our thing. Gene would show up all the time. Every time I was there, like Jean Grey showed up, and that's how she's ended up on the record, like in the capacity that she did.
Len, I want to tell you about the first time. I told you about the first time I met you, and you and Gene opened up for Prince of Superstar, and
that's ballroom, right?
Yeah, and that was the most frightened I'd ever been to get on stage, because I heard Gene, I heard you guys before we got on, and I'm like, oh, we can't go on after that. I'm like, we can't. I came out and looked. I looked at Alex. I'm like, oh, we can't go on after this. Woo! That was rough.
Yeah, like the early days of like Gene doing those. This is even before Attack of the Attacking things. Even Hungrier Gene was.
Gene, not female. Gene is one of the best MCs like ever. We're not going male or female, just MCs. Like she's something different. Different.
I took a page from King of Chillin' and 45 King working with Gene, because actually you listening to Light and Latifah, the one thing I noticed, and then I remember talking to King of Chill about it. They didn't. There was no girly beats.
Yeah.
It was like you got to rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like we should be able to put on your beat for anybody to freestyle to. So it was like as hard as I went for anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Or even like just like I said, being noisy and like doing the whole like punk rock shit like that was her aesthetic. It wasn't until like later on, like when she was like, okay, like she found some balance between like her feminine energy and what I'm saying, like being an MC. That like I even had to like lighten up. You know what I'm saying? Because like you can't scream because sometimes she's singing. You know what I'm saying? So like it was but when early on, bro, like yeah, she was. I mean, bro, she was murdering cats. Like you wasn't just gonna like how you felt like getting on stage after us. It was like not like we wasn't trying to make it hard for you, but like that's just how we did it. Like we was making it hard for everybody. Like if you fucking with us, bro, like good luck. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it felt like
thanks for putting us on the show, but yeah, let's do now.
Yeah.
What was your Matador experience like?
Matador was interesting. I never had a That was my first real label experience because like I was basically signed to them as an artist. So I had like a project manager. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he actually did work. You know what I'm saying? Like the promotion guy actually did work. The licensing guy and they did their thing right up until like the end. Like when the record had to get there was a cease and desist because they didn't clear the Philip Glass sample for Taco Day.
Oh wow!
So as popular as that song is for both me and Gene, that's the record that basically pulled my record from the shelves. Wow. So like it wasn't it was out. It came out October 2001, a month after 9/11. Right?
Wow.
And by February or March, it was off the shelves. I got the cease and desist letter, and I still remember like filling out like writing down like all the stuff that I used like sample wise on the record, and like they looked at it and they was like Philip Glass. It's like you listen to Philip Glass. Like they I remember they laughed at me.
Right.
And like they ended up, he ended up suing. He wanted $12,000 for that sample. I was like, man, I don't have that. I knew I didn't have that kind of money. And like, while I was confident in that record, I was like, man, like I don't know about $12,000 for a sample.
Yeah.
I was like, and it's not like it was a print sample. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like people was gonna like, hear it and be like, son, he flipped that Philip Glass. Like,
right.
Like that was.
Oh yes, did you see that? So there was that question: how did you meet MC Paul Barman?
So Barman, I met through Prince Paul. Paul produced Very Stimulating.
Yes.
I'm sorry, who? Prince what?
Prince Paul.
Paul.
Professor Prince Paul.
Did I have? Was I supposed to beatbox it?
No,
was I supposed to beatbox it? Okay.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But yeah, Prince Paul had produced Barman's record. It's very stimulating.
Very stimulating, yeah.
And he had me come in and do cuts for School Anthem.
Ah, okay.
And I gotta brag right now. One, the cuts on that record are fucking incredible. And two,
they are.
I did one take, like each, like there's two or three different tracks, but each one was done in one take.
Wow.
I just had to put that out there.
Nice. Nice. No, you're allowed. I mean, come on, it's all good.
Yeah, I'll do that,
Yeah, exactly. So well then, okay, so yeah, so how did you meet Paul? Because that'll lead to
Barman was in the studio. Oh, how did I meet Prince Paul?
Prince Paul, yeah.
That's a very touching story. So when I worked at Jive, there was this woman that worked there named Devin Robeson. She passed away. God bless Devin Robeson. But I'm like 17 years old, and Devin was like, "Yo, you know what? You should meet my friend Paul. I think you guys would get along, right?" And I have no idea who Paul is. I'm just meeting this woman. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know who her friend Paul is, and I know she's from Long Island, but like, I don't know. I'm not thinking Prince Paul. Right. So when we did Juvenile Techniques, she said, "Oh, you got a record out?" And I was like, "Yeah, I played a record." She said, "Oh, that's cool." She said, "Yo, you really need to meet Paul. Like, you guys would definitely get along." She's like, "You're funny." And I was like, "Who?" I was like, "What does he do?" She said, "Oh, he makes beats." She's like, "You probably know him, Prince Paul." I swear, these are my exact words to her. I was like, "Prince Paul? Prince Paul ain't trying to fuck with me." I was like, "He worked with De La Soul. They're superstars." Like, you might work at Jive, right? They had just signed Shaq. Okay. Right. So she goes, "Superstars, Lynn?" Superstars. So I was like, "Well, you know what I mean." You know what I'm saying? But she's like, "Yo, trust me, when you meet Paul, You guys are gonna get along. It's gonna be
Oh
great.
my god!
Damn, bro, how you found that fast? Damn.
That's what I'm
How'd
saying.
you know I was gonna even talk about Shaq? Man? How did you know that?
What the fuck, man?
Oh, dude. and not just one. You put out 2 tapes, 2 different
I know,
albums.
2 Shaq tapes.
Oh my god!
Like, I swear, Ultra Mag, you're the only person that owns those tapes.
That's just not niggas a record you keep on deck. Shaq, no. Shaq,
no. That's what I'm saying.
Oh God.
Name a Shaq song.
What's the one? My biological didn't bother. Biological didn't bother.
Bill is my father. Okay.
That's the only one that anybody knows, I think.
Yeah.
I only know that because of the Pete Rock and CL Smooth sample.
I know Can We Rock with Foo Schnickens.
Yeah, right. That's it.
So I met Paul at South by Southwest. He was hanging out with Dan the Automator. This is like back in this had to be like 97, whatever. And said what's up to him, and I was like, yo, we have a friend in common. Talking about Devin. And he was like, oh, that's my homegirl. So like we clicked simply because of Devin Roberson.
Wow.
So God bless Devin Roberson, man. Like that.
Yeah.
And then she went on to work at Raucous.
Oh, okay.
So she was doing publicity at Raucous, and like when she found out, like I was still in the group, and like, bro, like that was, to me, like that's part of the reason why we got a lot of the love that we did at Raucous, because like she was definitely looking out.
Right. That's dope. I think I remember hearing real quick before we move on to the next thing. That the Raucous situation, did it end on bad terms, or or was it?
I mean, maybe you're familiar with the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I didn't quite feel that strongly.
Right. Okay.
That I would want to be, you know what I'm saying? That was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, it didn't hit me like that. But like they did some bullshit. Like this sound bombing, right? A lot of people love sound bombing, right? But sound bombing is a word that is made by Cold Flow. Like the word doesn't exist until Big Just says it. So the one thing, like this was my problem with Raw, is when they did sound bombing, they basically tried to charge us back to sound bombing, like like that was part of our accounting.
What?
Yeah, and like the more the longer you're in the industry, and like you start to read about contracts, and then you're reading more books. You're like, wait a minute, I didn't even ask you to do this thing, and now you trying to charge me. So and on top of it, you took a name from us.
Wow.
Right.
So, and like I said, like things eventually work out, but at the same time, like when it's happening, that's pretty much where someone would feel like, fuck with Raucous. I'd rather be,
right. Yeah. Right.
Don't say it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. I feel like if I said it now, like Talib would like jump on my IG like, Len, I can't believe you said that.
Oh. Wait, can I ask you one more question? You don't have. Was LP dissing Vinny in that same song?
No.
Okay, when he said icon, that wasn't Vinny. Okay.
No.
All right. I thought he was talking about.
Oh, nah. And at the time, Vinny, like that became like my homie, like me. So me and Vinny Paz, bro, that's my dude. We used to. I don't know how we started this shit. Somehow, like we would end up on the phone talking about wrestling for like hours, bro. hours. Like the skit on Violent by Design. I did remember if you listen to it. this is before The Rock becomes big.
Oh wow!
I took that, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you smell what the Len is cooking, like bro, like he wasn't big yet. That's how long me and Vinny was chilling, talking about like wrestling and like music and shit. Like that's so okay. Yeah. Nah, Vinny was always fan. Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
I got a quick Paul question, if that's okay, Doc.
Yeah, go please.
I was curious about how it was working on this album, and also one of my favorites, which I don't think gets enough love, Brookzil. R.I.P. John Newkirk.
Wow. Okay, one, you guys really do your fucking homework. So the record you're referring to is Chub Rock, Can You Please Pay?
Yep.
Which by the way, that album just celebrated an anniversary the other day. And a release anniversary, and that was the song that I posted.
That was 20 years old. Holy crap!
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. God bless. Rest in peace, Doom. He's on that record. And me and Doom, that's fam too. So Chub Rock owed us money. Like, not to I don't want to I don't really talk about Chub Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like we had a falling out and we never really like, you know what I'm saying, like reconciled, but I don't hold grudges. Right. But I will say, you know what I'm saying, like people don't keep their word. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you end up with songs like that. But like with song titles like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like that, yes.
Yeah. But like, it was so we found out that, he kind of, I'm just gonna say swindled. I'm sure Chubb would tell you a different word, like it's just a misunderstanding. But so he, me and Paul talked about it one day, and we found out like, he owed us money because I didn't produce that record. Remember that beat is from De La Set.
Right.
Yeah. He put me as co-producer on it because he owed us money. So that's how I ended up with that co-production credit on that. And then Brookzil.
Yeah.
That was like when sometimes like when Paul has an idea for cuts, like he'll call me up, like for scratches at least. He'll call me up because like especially if he hears it where like he can do it, but at the same time it's like it's faster if you do it.
Yeah. One take.
Right.
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 So like with Brookzil, he was like, yo, it was a he was like, yo, I got this Brazilian beat, and like I remember I sent him like 5 on some like Steely Dan shit. I sent him like a bunch of choices, and like one was one I did scratches through the whole thing as if it was like as if I was playing like a percussion instrument.
Oh.
And I can't like it's funny because like I did so many, I don't remember which one he used or if he like chopped them up and like used it. Whenever I hear it, it's like sometimes I forget that it like I'm like, wow, that sounds good. And I'm like, but that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like because like he knows how to mix the hell out of a record. You know what I'm saying? So like that was just me like doing a Prince Paul. Like if Paul calls, like I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? Like if Paul, it's like if Prince asked you to, hey, look, I know you know how to play triangle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna show up. You're gonna play triangle on it. You know.
So I'm guessing Paul called and asked you to be a member of the Dicks.
So it wasn't so much that he called me to be a member. I put out the Dicks record. That was on the label. So when I started Smacks, of course, like I called up a bunch of people I know that like might want to put out records, and Paul was like the first call that I made. Because I was like, yo, you always got something cooking, and he was like, I got this one project. He's like, I don't know if you're gonna rock with this. He's like, because like the title is crazy, the name of the group is crazy. I was like, well, what is it? And I might still have like the paper here somewhere too. You know, he's like, I'll send it to you. He sent me the CD. It had these, like, it was like 5 or 6 songs with these weird titles on it. It was like, I love you, girl. And, you know what I'm saying? And it was the Dicks. I was like, Dicks. And so and some of the songs wasn't actually done. Like some of them were just the beats.
Okay.
So I was listening to them. I was like, oh shit, this is dope. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. He's like, you serious? I was like, bro, I was like, it's my label. I can do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't owe anybody anything. So we actually ended up rhyming on, like, that was a bucket list thing for me. I rhymed on a Prince Paul beat, me with him. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was that's how I became a member. A member. And so what we did was, I still remember this meeting. We met at the Time Cafe in downtown New York, and I was like, "Yo, I want to do a Spinal Tap thing, like a mockumentary to push it." So it was this dude Ryan Monahan and Chris Naracco. Us four, Prince Paul, me, Monahan, and Naracco sat down and like at this table and came up with this idea. And he was like, yo, everything has to be double entendre. Everything. and like, yo, we just ran with it. And like Mr. Dead is easily one of the most talented cats that you'll ever meet. All the makeup and then like all like the lead singing and stuff, like it's all Dead.
Wow.
And then like God bless Don Newkirk is like Paul's right hand man. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah,
musically, and like it's really like one of the reasons why me and Paul like really really get along. He had Newkirk, I have my brother main man Matt. So like and Matt acts in the same capacity as Newkirk. So like we always know that there's going to be an element to it where there's like a live instrument or like it's going to stay musical. So like when you hear the Dicks, like there's a reason why it flows the way it does, because a lot of it is like Newkirk and Paul like gearing it to sound way more doo-woppy and you know what I'm saying, like pulling off like chords and everything, and like Newkirk and Paul, like any record that I do, like I would love for those guys to mix it. Newkirk mixed Taco Day. I was actually like that's how everybody, like, you know, it all comes, you know, everybody comes back together. So like to do the Dicks, it was like everyone already was kind of vibing with each other. So it was like, okay, we're just gonna do this silly record, you know what I'm saying? And like we're gonna have fun doing all this double entendre. So much so that we ended up doing shows like Blowfly. Wow. And like it was the Dicks, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
The mockumentary, if you go on Vimeo, Vimeo, it's the mockumentary is the whole thing.
It's up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bernhard Getz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Bernhard Getz.
I remember Johnny Juice was the first one to tell me about it. He's like, yo, Prince Paul got this project coming out. It's called The Dicks. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. And he's like, DIX. I'm like, oh my God. Immediately had to go find it.
So when I finished the record, like I was like, yo, I want to do a 45. This is before the 45 craze.
Yeah.
I pressed 45s. I remember I was in Miami for it was like a kind of hip hop part of Winter Music Conference that a promoter or agent was throwing. So they were supposed to send a shuttle for me. It never came. Standing down there waiting, and Grand Wizard Theodore walks out. And like I had met him before, and Theodore is one of the illest, best people in the fucking world. You can tell him I said it. Yeah. So he sees me before I see him, and he said my name. And I'm like, oh, I was like, first off, I'm like, yo, Grand Wizard Theodore knows my name. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, the guy invented scratching. Like I have a job because of that guy. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Like,
exactly.
He's like, yo, what you doing? I was like, yo, I'm waiting on this ride. He's like, yo, you ride with us. I was like, who's us? Jazzy J, DXT, woo, and like I have this bag of Dick's records. I'm in the car with a bag of Dick's. So I give these guys the records, right?
Oh God.
And like I remember Jazzy J was like, "What is this? What are you giving? What is this?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's this record I did with Prince Paul." He said, "Oh, okay, cool. Yo, I swear, you say Prince Paul, like if you had somebody a record, it's Prince Paul. Like if you don't tell them what it is at first, they'll be like, what is this? It's Prince Paul. Oh, okay, cool. All of a sudden, nobody heard it, but everybody loved it.
Yeah. If you see the Dicks, you see the Dicks, and you say Prince Paul, it immediately makes sense.
Like, yeah. Like, don't worry, we got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and all I remember is like being in that car, and I was just thinking, yo, if something happens in this car right now, I was like, this is the most tragic shit. Like, I was like,
right?
Yeah.
Pioneers and a guy with a bag full of dicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, this shit would be awful.
Oh.
And luckily, nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So with Smacks Records, what was your wait, before we get to that, was it Dre Mays? Was it no? Tell the people about how the Brunswick Soul Box 7-inch box set came together with Natasha Diggs.
Oh. So when I worked at Jive, Paul Tarnapo, who owned Brunswick, he basically co-owns it with his sister, Mara. And Mara Tarnapo worked at Jive. So I one day went to Rock and Soul. And like I remember I bought a bootleg copy. I bought a bootleg copy of Bounce Rock Skate.
Wow.
And yeah. And I had no idea that this woman is like a part owner of Brunswick Records. So like, you know, I come in with this bag of records. She's like, "What you got?" And I show her. She's looking at the record. She goes, Where'd you get this? No idea. Rock and Soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she's like, "Yo, this is my record." And I was like, "No, this is my record." And she's like, "No, like this is our record. Like we put this record out." And I was like, "Oh, you have records at Rock and Soul?" She's like, "No, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. This is a Brunswick record. It's not supposed to be on a yellow label, and like it's not like whatever word was written on." She's like, "I don't even know what label this means, whatever this is." So like I met, like she took me to the office, and like I'm seeing all this stuff. So like I was like, "Oh, like you actually have like a label." So like, like Brunswick's been around for like close to like 100 years, you know. And like I'm just remembering like all like the people that were signed to it, and what they did was they was like, "Look, if ever you need anything, you want anything, like come to us." So like for years, I was trying to do redo Ultimate Breaks and Beats, like that kind of thing with the Brunswick catalog. I remember telling them about it, kicking the idea around. They liked it, but at the same time, like they didn't. I remember Paul didn't quite understand the Ultimate Breaks and Beats like concept, and so for years, like it was just like trying different things. Then like with the 45 craze, I was like, this is going to be the move. So I put together a bunch of songs and like kicked it to Paul, and he was like, "I like this." So I needed for me, I didn't want it to be very I guess like too like dude-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like women go to parties. You know what I'm saying? And like I didn't want it to be one of those things where it's like it was just whatever song I liked and like a couple of songs to sample. And Natasha is like, she's doing Mobile Mondays, and like, but she's like one of the better like DJs. So I was like, I want to see what her take is on this. So like I went over there with a bunch of records, a bunch of ideas, and we sat down and we rehashed like the whole idea of like doing this box set, and like she was coming up with songs, and like she helped me basically like put together like some of the more disco-y sounding records, because that was her thing.
Right.
We pulled together those records and put together the compilation. The hook for the record was I used the entire 7-minute version of Bounce Rock Skate, but then there was the Talk Like Sex sample. Sex. Well, I'm forgetting this man's name right now, but like it was what Coogee Rap used for Talk Like Sex.
Yeah.
Syl
like,
Johnson.
Never on 45 before. Was it? Say name again.
Syl Johnson.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Syl Johnson's on. He's on another label. He's on the same label as Al Green.
Yeah, he was a Stax.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, but that record was never available on 45 before. So like, that was another reason. And the other reason that that I did it, I had never owned an original Exit 9 record. So I was like, oh, I want to put these 2 Exit 9 songs on this just so I can have it. Like real shit. And then there was a bunch of songs that I couldn't use at the time because like they were in contention with copyright or like whatever was going on with the ownership. So like the one song that everyone was like, yo, I can't believe you didn't use it, was that You Don't Have to Worry. And like it's not like it's a very like soulful record, and like it was definitely worth using, but I just couldn't use it at the time. So it was that, and like if you notice, there's no Bohannon because at the time I couldn't use Bohannon. Like he was if you wanted to use anything Bohannon back then, like you had to talk to Hamilton.
Gotcha. But it's still a hell of a set. So
yeah. But it's and I always, the funny thing, it came with 2 45 slip mats, and it was a selling point. And every time I would talk about the box set, I always forgot to mention it. And like people would open up this box set and be like, "Yo, these slip mats are incredible!" And I was like, "Yeah, we got slip mats. We made slip mats."
Oh, real quick, I wanted to ask you. So, what was running your own label? What the Smacks Records? What was that? How was your label experience?
So initially, I started the label because I had this artist named Kaisa Course, and I was producing his music, and I was shopping the stuff around, and people were trying to like own his music. I mean, we got a offer once. And I remember I presented it to him. I was like, just if someone's offering you money, I was like, I'm not gonna turn it down on your behalf. I was like, I'm gonna let you know about it. But I told him like this wasn't a good idea. They offered him $10,000. They wanted to own his publishing, and like they was gonna put out the record. And I remember telling him, I was like, bro, I wouldn't. I was like, I'm producing. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, they can't own your publishing because some of it's mine. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm not giving up my publishing, not for $10,000 that we're gonna split. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I was like, but I do, if you come up with a good reason, which I can't imagine you would. You know what I'm saying? But like, I was like, I'm still, I gotta let you know. You know what I'm saying? Like someone put money out there for you. But luckily, like he was a smart dude. He was like, I'm not fucking with that. So like, what I did was like, I was like, you know what? I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'll press up your record. And, we'll get it done. And that's how Smacks initially started. But the first single was a record I did with Merce called "Take Ass to the Store."
Right.
And that's it. Boogie Night in the Soul Society. Thanks, Dre. So yeah, the first record was "Take Ass to the Store" with Merce. And we recorded that in my crib, literally because like he came to my house. We used to always go to the store down the street from me, and like it was a line from not Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, when Regina King drinks the 40 from Ice Cube, and he snatches it back. They take your ass to the stove. That's literally where we started. Like you know, that's how we got the title of the song. But then like I did the Kais. I did a Kais EP, a Kais album, and then like I started, you know, signing more people. So that's how you get the Dicks, Bully Mouth. There was a group called Ep080. Then we did a campaign. It was a song a week for 30 weeks that I was getting promotion, and like it was kind of like a record pool that Serato had started like years ago called White Label, whitelabel.net.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
There was every week for 30 weeks. They had it, and my first distributor was Traffic.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Next had left Traffic to start Amalgam, and they picked up on it. So like they was on the song a week for 30 weeks. And this is before they signed Joe Budden. This is before Max B. Like this is the beginning of Amalgam. That label to me was criminally misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
If like by today's standards, like they should have been giants. Mm. If someone downloaded your song on Thursday at 3:15, by 3:16, you knew it and you knew how much money was coming to you.
Wow.
Yeah. Like that, like I you can't get any more open with the accounting and any more honest than that, you know?
Yeah. Wow.
So I don't know really what happened, like to like why the label didn't work, but like that's I remember like that's how they got down. And like I actually saw it. Like I remember one time I told somebody, look, download this song for $1. You know, let me see what it is. They did it. I went right to the site and I saw it.
Wow. Yeah, they I first heard of them because they had reissued Curious's debut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's where I
Go ahead, Ultramag.
Oh, say no more.
Yes, but do you have the reissue, Ultramag? You know.
No, I have the original.
Oh,
I got the original too.
Yeah.
Don't make me get out of this chair.
Yeah, that's it's over. Mine's over there. Yeah.
Len, can I ask you a quick question about working with one of my favorite artists, UNLP, on Zen with DJ Crush?
Wow.
In 2001.
Damn, bro.
Because that joint is
like,
crazy.
You can speak Japanese?
No. But man, like were you guys in the studio with Crush, or was this you were?
Yeah.
How was that?
So we knew Crush from when we went to Japan.
Uh-huh.
And like Crush is just he was just a dope dude. Like we just got along, you know. He was doing this record, and he came out to New York. He recorded at Battery Studios. It was funny because like Battery Studios was downstairs from Jive. So like at this time, like, you know, obviously I'm not working at Jive anymore, but like I was like, yeah, I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Like I know exactly where it is. And you know, we hung out that whole day, man. Like Crush is like, you know, he was already people. It was him and his manager. I want to say his manager's name at the time was Mommy. That was like her name. And like I was like, I don't know, you Dominican, but like she was like she was this Japanese girl. Like she was like mad smart. Like, you know, they was just making it happen. And Crush, El had wrote something, and he was like, I want to say this line in Japanese. And for whatever reason, he wasn't saying it right.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I'll try it. So like in the song, like I step in and say the one line in Japanese. Right. If you ask me to say it right now, I don't even know what it sounds like.
Right.
I should be like sayonara. Like nah.
That's amazing.
I believe like the line meant something like, "Oh, I have a headache" or some shit like that.
Huh. Wow.
Well, if we're gonna pull out the deep cuts, then I guess I gotta ask. I got to ask about Mike Ladd's "Welcome to the After Future."
Wow.
Damn.
And the song "Blade Runners."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Now, any second now, a Flatlands is going to go, oh!
Yeah, he's going to turn into the
I
Hulk.
admit it, but I'm sitting on something else, too.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
So Mike Ladd is when we had the studio, it was Ozone Studios, like that was our management as well. Mike was part of that. Like he was managed by the same people. We all recorded out of the same studio.
Right.
And it was Mike, Fred Ones, his DJ, and there was this cat named Bruce that he passed away, but Bruce used to play the Walkmans. Like, you ever seen somebody manipulate like cassette tapes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, Mike had a dude that was doing that, like on stage, years. This is like mid 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like this.
Yeah.
So Blade Runners, like we were all obsessed with that movie, and it's funny that particular beat. I think I'm supposed to do cuts on it, if the cuts are still on there. But I went in and changed the drum beat because for whatever reason the original drum beat just wasn't working for me, and I never told anybody until like after. Changed the drum beat and it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like a super drastic change, but it was enough for me like to get it. You know?
Right.
And I think we only performed the song once.
Oh wow.
And from there, it's funny. I thought y'all was gonna bring up another Mike Ladd joint because I did a hook on a Mike Ladd record, in the Infesticons album.
Oh, okay.
So like everybody was like their own kind of like transformer or whatever.
Yeah.
And, there's the Festicons and like I was the Maddest Helicons. Like I had this hook on the record.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I had heard and I don't even remember which song I first heard off of this. It wasn't Blade Runners, but yeah, I had heard a joint off of this somewhere, and I immediately went out and bought the record. Then I was like, oh shit, okay,
Right.
Company Flow, okay, all right, so yeah, I got to revisit this because I haven't heard it in years. So, but that's dope, man.
Shout out Mike Ladd. Mike is I believe he's in France still.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. All right, so Flatline, what do you got?
Oh, okay. Well, I had a question because in 2015, you and Eden and Beans and Sam Sever and Divine Styler were remixing Ramel Z joints.
Wow.
And I don't have yours. This is
you don't have the Futuro cover? Wow, bro, you're missing out, B.
I know. I'm missing 3, but I'm wondering, did you ever get to meet Ramel Z?
Yeah, years ago.
You did.
I met him at Wetlands. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he like it wasn't like a big like a memorable thing. Like it was like he was just kind of there. Like we slapped hands, met him in passing.
Yeah.
But he's a New York icon. And like very like he is futurism. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no doubt about it. Like and like it's way in the future. Like way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that record, mine was How's Your Girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
And the original one was like it was real wild. Like it was like a kind of loud piece. And I did like a 1980s kind of downtown remix to it. So like I grooved it out a little more, and like I remember I played a Coke bottle. Like I found like a glass Coke bottle and like a metal baton. And I was like beating a little percussion thing on it. It flowed real crazy. And I still remember the dude when I sent it. He was like, should I shift these vocals? I was like, hell no. Because he was gonna like there's offbeat, on beat, you know what I'm saying? And then there's like you're putting it to like you're like MIDI mapping. You know what I'm saying? And like where while technically it's on, like it won't sound right. Like it won't sound like he did it. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to make it sound like he was there, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, good luck with that finding that Futura joint. I looked it up one time on Discogs. That single is like $600.
Cool.
Damn. Oh,
jeez.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Funny thing, me and Futura have the same name.
Yeah. Crazy. Man. That's
I
incredible.
don't know if they did that on purpose or what, but like I always thought it was funny. Me and Futura, we have a friend in common. Is this dude that makes jewelry, and I had a Mr. Len piece that was made out of like nickel and brass, and I remember he asked me, he was like, "Yo, would you mind if I gave a version of this to Futura?" And I was like, "Why would Futura want a Len piece?" He's like, "Because that's his name." I was like, if he wants it, hell yeah, bro. I was like,
right.
Sure. Yeah.
Wow.
So you have which one do you have, Flatline? You got the Sam Sever?
I got the Sam Sever and I got I think it's the
Divine
beans.
Styler.
Yeah, the beans. Yeah. And they sent me the beans because I had ordered the Divine Styler record and they said that they gave me some weird excuse, but I know that it was released.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. I did it. I hadn't met Divine yet. I did that thing because of Divine Styler.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
I hadn't met Divine yet. And I ended up meeting him when they did War Porn. I was in LA.
Yeah.
And like, cause like I obviously like, it's Divine fucking Styler. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yo, if you want to do some cuts on this one joint. So it was like the last song on that record.
What do you got there, man? They didn't release any physical copies.
No, this is Divine Styler record.
Oh, damn you!
And there we go.
How, bro? You couldn't have known that I was going to talk about Divine, yo. There's no way you could know I was going to talk about Divine Styler.
I'm theorizing that Ultramag just sits with piles of tapes around him.
Glad I have a throne of cassettes.
Yes.
I sit on a throne. Oh, no.
Yeah, take that.
Oh, are you serious?
Hell yeah. I should have got a hoodie when I got this too, but I didn't. I'm kicking myself.
There, he throws that in.
Yeah. Ha!
Yo, man, I was trying to get them to let us press that album on wax, but
yeah,
they were worried about the samples. I was like, who cares?
Yeah.
No, but like, who cares?
The War Porn record?
Yeah.
A lot of samples on there.
Yeah,
that Zeppelin. It's all
that Led Zeppelin sample would have got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, look, we were gonna do like 300 copies. Like, who's?
Okay.
No, that kind of thing.
But yeah, I got to. So like, it's funny. So when I ended up DJing for Everlast back in like 2018, 2017, 2018. So like, this is Everlast with he's got a band, and like the whole reason like I really started fucking with that shit was everyone that was on that tour or like that was like associated with Everlast at that time, I found out about them because of Video Music Box. So like Everlast, the first time I saw him was Syndication.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Divine Styler, Video Music Box used to play Saying Nothing.
Saying Nothing. Yeah.
And then the drummer was Fish from Fishbone.
Oh,
and like,
wow.
I was like,
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. I was like, I kind of have to be a part of this. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So yeah, I got to really kick it with Divine Styler. That's my people to this day. Like he's like an older brother that I never had.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah. Real quick before we wrap up, we got to bring in one last special guest who just showed up. Friend of the show, our executive producer, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chuck D.
Hey, salute.
Chuck.
Salute, Mr. Lynn. Yo, man, just like, just getting the legendary science level that you bros put down, man. It's just like, it's always rewarding to get this high level talk. It's almost like I'm listening to Mingus and shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Charles Mingus used to whoop people's ass when they asked them questions that really they should have known. That type of thing. You know what I'm saying? They should have known the answers, and they say Charles Mingus would just be like, "You don't know that." Boom, boom, and so that's the type of thing. Yeah, and I always admired Pity the Fool's artwork, man. Do you know any stories behind that? I mean, the cover on that.
So that's this dude 19. 19 is one of the guys that produced the Nas documentary, and he's just like this ill. He's one of those artists that does everything. Like he'll do something digital, like he'll do something made of like glass and like fire. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when he did when I played him the record, he came up with this digital mask.
Right.
And around that same time is when he was working for BET. So it was a Jay-Z thing that they was doing on BET. And he was like, "Yo, Len, check this out." He's like, "I'm taking all the pieces of your album cover." And he was like, I'm sliding them in during this Jay-Z thing. Bro, like I watched that Jay-Z thing for like hours, bro. And I was like, "Yo, that's a piece of my record. That's a piece of my record. That's a piece of my record."
Wow.
But yeah, like 19 is he's out there, bro. Like, and like if you're high enough, you can see like
if you're high enough.
my name is in there.
Oh,
and there's a silhouette of me inside the mask, like when I had on
Wow.
the shit is wild. But it's like it's a shadow.
right.
I couldn't believe that he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's he's 19. Dude is badass.
Tell me about Bill Laswell. How was it working with him?
I never met him.
Oh, okay.
Never met him. I did the first song from Pity the Fool for that Bill Laswell project. I changed the middle of it so it wouldn't be the same song. So like if you listen to the Bill Laswell project and you listen to mine, the cuts in the middle are different. And and it's funny. So that was another thing. Like I the reason I did that record, there was a Flavor Flav record on there.
Right.
Yeah, I remember when he went down there, down to his crazy ass studio, because it was like it was an entire floor of a building, but had a corner. Only the corner of it was an actual board and studio or something like that. You know,
she was wild. But yeah, when he told me Flav was on the record, I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Wow, so that's how that happened. Wow, man. Well, you're a legend, man, and thank you, man, and thanks everybody in the crew. You know,
thank you. I still one of the highlights during the Cold Floor reunion, we got to rock with you guys in Jersey. We did Asbury Park. It was
right.
Portishead.
Exactly, Portishead, and yeah, that's right, because it was a cold, stormy night, and the ocean was dark, but it was an enjoyable night, man, just being there.
Wow.
And yeah, man, I think we even had gotten recorded by somebody that night. It was like kind of like recording us for something. So I don't know if it was the total package that was recorded or they just wanted to, film us. But I remember that night. And thank you. I'm trying to think, like, did I run into you in Australia when I ran into Everlast and the crew?
No, I didn't do Australia with them.
Okay.
But yeah, we bumped into each other a bunch of different.
Yeah. All right, it's a pleasure. Also, out to the crew, man. Salute to y'all, man, and I really appreciate this high level talk, man. And so where we are right now, I don't want to ask you the basic question that's going around, but I think dancing with AI is a crazy, beautiful thing. although you might not end up dancing well, but I think it's a beautiful dance right now for those that are really seriously into the science of this thing. What do you think? You know, Lynn, what how does this play for you?
You can never take the soul out of the music. So like I'm not scared of the AI. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a robot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a very good robot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a robot that learned, but AI could never work on the fly the way that we would. You know what I'm saying? Like it would have to process any kind of errors where we can enjoy an error. I can
exactly
error and go a different direction with it and make it work. Where AI is going to be like, I need to correct this. You know,
right?
We purposely say things in a way to make things work. So AI wouldn't necessarily stretch a word, you know, do it long so we can, you know, smoke the bong. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna do that. You know what I mean? It's gonna act like as close to you as it can get.
Right.
But like if I decide, like, you know, I'm just gonna scream this next part, or like I'm gonna whisper this next part, it's not gonna know the dynamics of that moment. So like I said, I'm not really concerned. Like I won't say I'm not concerned with AI, but like I don't see where it's a big issue. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you're a real writer, like what are you scared of? You know what I'm saying? Like you're literally writing from your heart. You're writing from your soul. AI is based off of what you did before. It doesn't know what you're gonna say. It doesn't know what you're gonna do. So like if tomorrow, you know, a building burns down, you're gonna write about that. The AI doesn't know how to do that.
It's a beautiful scar. The beautiful scar, you know what I'm saying? And I've often said, you know, and especially in this recent time where like the last 12 weeks, you know, you hear people this, that, and whatever doing all crazy. That means, you know, they're going all crazy until the lawyers line up. But it's almost like AI will continue to perfect, and that's the nature of art. And whether it's visual graphic art or whether it's, you know, music or whatever, is that we learn to live with the mistake, like you said, the error, and it becomes a beautiful signature.
Right.
Or the ugly signature. You know?
Right. Whatever it takes, you know?
Right, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir.
My man. Appreciate you, Chuck.
Well, yeah. Mr. Len, or Ultramag, Flatline, any other questions? Okay. Good. Len, thanks for joining us tonight, man. We really appreciate it. And do you want to tell people where they can find you online?
I'm mostly on IG. Look at Len. I started doing stand-up comedy under the name Acapulco Black, so you can find me there. And like I said, I'll be in Europe next week with Ella Sensei, throughout UK, Switzerland. I know we're doing Berlin, Denmark. Follow me. You'll just. And, shout out to Harry Allen. I'm doing a project with Harry Allen. He's got this band, DJ band called Harbinger.
Yeah, really?
Back, yeah.
Well, I know you won't be doing Friday nights. I know that for damn sure.
You already know.
Yeah, man. All right.
That's what's up. Looking forward to that. All right.
Yeah, man.
All right. Thank you, Len. Appreciate it, sir.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Yeah, you too. Good stuff.
That's a legend right there, man.
Yeah. Seriously.
Absolutely. Okay, Chuck, I just have to say, because we were just talking about it earlier.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see Flav at the Detroit Tigers game?
Yeah, don't believe the hype.
Yeah. But did you watch the three white men behind him who were like, I don't understand what's going on here. Why is this a big deal? Why are they filming him?
I know, right?
They had the stupidest little grins on their face, like I have no idea what's going on.
Hey, listen, man. That's just that's a cultural thing. Often, like for example, when you go to Europe, and and as many times I've seen rugby, I would be just as clueless. Like, what the hell is going on here? And I've been going over there 40 years, and I'm like, hey, oh yeah, he's got cricket. Go to a cricket match, and I'm like, I'm clueless, man. I'm like, I don't know what the hell is happening, man. But you know,
he looked great, but it was hysterical. These.
I know that's one to keep. That's one to keep, man. I'm finally getting my mouth back. I had dental work today, and I had a frozen face. It's funny when you go into a place and you're frozen face, and you go in there to like a Target or whatever. People are looking at you like, oh my God, are you okay?
Right. They think you're having a stroke. You're like,
I know, right? It's like, yeah, I got shot. I got shot up. You got shot? Oh my God. I got shot. It's like, wow. I made it just in time. I didn't want Mr. Lynn to be looking like, Chuck, you good, man? You good? So, hey, man, I got, 2 daughters' birthdays this week. It's been the dental thing, pulling a big bag through the airport, which was ultra heavy, which gave me a little sprain in the back. But that's a little bit TMI, but I'm glad I was able to catch the end of the show and give you all a salute. And yeah, man, I thought it was interesting to ask him about AI because that's the biggest conversation right about now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But as scientists as all of y'all are on here, that's the beauty of this thing, because how deep and how far do you want to go in this? And a lot of people are casuals, casual fans, and touching the surface, so they will always continue to be amazed at what's, at something that's nothing at all. So that's good. We're entering a different dance. But I would say, like, the thing that me and C-Doc was talking years ago finally has come to pass just in the area of short vids. It's like, hey, Doc, man, the vid dash is in. The vid dash is everything now.
Yep. How about that, huh?
A full video for a song is a motion picture now.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
It's amazing. Everything ever since okay, we know the TikTok thing, but IG as well as YouTube and then Twitter, and everything's short bursts. And the Bring the Noise app, we had to push back a couple of weeks, not because of the technicality, but because of legality. Because once you go international, not only are you being vetted, but he's also you're under surveillance. So yeah,
right.
We had to do a bunch of legalities before we go full blast this May. But we're looking forward to it.
TikTok for that, probably.
Yeah, but governments plural, they got their thing. They trying to, that's what they do. Yeah, so you have to kind of like, I mean, hey, did you hear how Teflon 45 is again? This dude gets accused of, convicted of rape.
Yep.
And he already had insurrection. Trying to take over the government. What else has this dude done? And it's like his record, it doesn't matter. And hear the craziness that this dude is going to run again in 2024. It's like, what haunted house movie is this? This is insane, man. It's absolutely insane how a dude, I think he just gets more and more like stacked up in his resume, so it makes him seem normal.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what else can he do, man? It's like, I rape, I rob, I borrow, I steal. I mean,
for real, yeah.
And he's senile. Do you see that clip where they showed him a photo of the woman when she was younger? And he goes, "Oh yeah, that's my wife, Marla."
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, that's who's suing you right now." It's like, you don't even know, dude. You don't even know what's going on.
But you're talking about the same person who stood out in front of the damn
With an upside down Bible, right?
With an upside down Bible, claiming to be just so religious.
Yeah.
See, this is, you know, and I'm going to end it on this discussion and pick it up at another time, but it's like, it's not him, but it is the 49% of the voters that believe that he's still an answer, which is the scariest thing in the country that is right now is at 199 mass shootings since January.
Yeah. No, I thought we broke 200.
Oh, we did?
I think so.
Man.
Yeah, I think Texas was 200.
Texas was also 198 and 199 too.
Yeah. Well, not the latest Texas. Yes, it's 200.
The latest Texas, right?
They're trying to up the number.
It's wild.
Yep.
It is wild. It's a wild situation when, you know, and here's another thing. When never be nervous when you travel outside the country and somebody says, "Oh, it's crazy there," because everybody is saying it about here in the USA. Everybody in the world is like, "Oh, you're going back to the US? Be careful."
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Yep. So true.
But thank God for hip hop, and may hip hop also be able to breathe the fresh air into our society. And hey, look, Brain and Noise looks to bring some balance. And I'm going to encourage people. I said, whatever you find on Instagram or TikTok that people kind of load up, just bring the cultural stuff over to Bring the Noise. You know what I'm saying? Leave all the other stuff. Bring that Al Green clip, you know? Bring that Company Flow video clip, you know? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just bring some of that. And so it'll be stockpiled with a whole bunch of vintage great stuff. And then, you know, fam, it's film, art, music. Yeah. And leave the drama everywhere else where it's at.
Yep.
It's a utopian dream.
Indeed.
But I salute y'all. I'm in the win, my friend.
Yep.
I'll catch you on the nearest And You Don't Stop radio show.
Yep.
Coming
this Friday.
Coming this Friday, yeah.
Yep.
On my way to London.
Oh yes. Yeah. Featuring Flatline, Mr. Chuck D, and myself. It's a nice segue as I have the Spit Slam Jam of the Week. And this week's Spit Slam Jam of the Week, I don't remember what it is. Okay, so do you remember what it is, Flatline?
We will know. We got a new method.
And I don't this week for some reason. Normally it's fresh, but no.
Yeah. But anyway, yes. So check out Friday, And You Don't Stop radio show, hosted by Mr. Chuck D, featuring segments with Flatline and myself. And as always, it's C-Doc again, is brought to you by the Spit Slam Record Label Group. The Spit Slam Record Label Group, a Chuck D situation. Catch us on your favorite streaming platform, on Bandcamp, or visit our official web store at spitslamrecords.com. All releases are available digitally or on CD, with select titles available on vinyl and cassette. The Spit Slam Record Label Group. Throwback to the future sound. And also, I wanted to get an extra point because I realized I had the Bill Laswell album.
Ah, damn.
With Flavor Flav and Mr. Len on it. So there you go.
Wow.
Is that an embossed cover, too?
It is not.
It's a crazy cover. It was
Jennifer, who won?
Cover though, still.
Wow. Yeah, who won?
Obviously not me, but I
see. I got a lot of them up there.
Flatline.
Oh, get out of here! What?
Oh, man.
You don't have a Company Flow T-shirt, Flatline.
Ultra should just go with all his cassettes, and I've seen this happen. Set up one of those, tape stone hinges. That's the new thing, just take pictures of the cassette stone hinges. Maybe 5 to 10 at a time. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for him to set them up like dominoes, and then just like,
yeah.
It's just amazing.
Well, make a throne. I'm telling you, but just sit there like this with
That's kind of dope too.
Flatline just won by 1 though.
Oh, you kidding me?
Close one.
There you go.
Ultra Mag, you know what? You win. You win for the T-shirt.
I
know. I
want any concessions. No, that's all right. You can take it.
Yeah, the T-shirt was just like a quick 10 points on that one. Boom.
Right. Yeah. You get bonus points for that.
And it's a real one because it has Little Johnny from it. That's how Len said he knew he made it. The bootleg ones don't have Little Johnny.
Little Johnny.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Official.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you saying, Mr. Chuck?
No, I was just I caught the show driving back, and I just wanted to know. It's you have so many Run the Jewels, young fans out there. I wonder how many of them know, Killer Mike's history and also LP's history.
Right. Yeah.
Chuck.
Exactly.
So I went to a Run the Jewels show in Philly a couple summers ago. I think before the pandemic. So I wore this shirt. People would come up to me. They were like, "Yeah, I know who LP is, but who are those other guys?" I wanted to cry.
Well, you were educated. They asked you the question, and then you boom, drop the answer on them.
Oh, I explained it, but I was explaining. A lot of people were like, I was like, "Oh man, explained to too many people."
Oh, look at that! Wow.
Wait, I gotta pull out my Shaq. Hold up. I still got my Shaq tapes.
Oh my goodness!
I got my Shaq tapes.
My goodness. Is right. This is the only Shaq I own. This is the Fushnikin single.
Hey.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think I got the Fushnikin single here somewhere.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Wow.
Yeah. So Jennifer, who's coming up? Who will be our guest next week?
Chip Fu.
Exactly.
We could get him.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm drawing a blank now. Oh, hi, Breakbeat Lou.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Next week. Join
Yeah.
us here
The one
for
and only.
Breakbeat Lou. Yes.
Wow.
I'll be in London. But what time will that be? Oh man.
It's
like-
be crazy.
To all the viewers out there, I usually catch the replay gang when it comes down to a C-Doc Again show. But when I make it, I make it. But usually I'm always doing something crazy on Tuesdays, and that Tuesday I'll be in the middle of a panel conference in the middle of somewhere in the UK at the rough trade store somewhere during the weekend. Man, got Breakbeat Lou. I hope to catch it. It'll be deep in the night for me anyway, baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'll be late. It'll be late for you.
Yeah, but we make it happen.
Mara's waiting on Queen Latifah, so
Okay. we got a better chance of getting Missy Elliott first.
Well, that works too.
The new Rock and Roll Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's right.
And big up the cool DJ, DJ Kool Herc.
Yep.
Yeah.
New Rock and Roll Hall of Famer.
Yep.
And also Don Cornelius.
Mm-hmm.
And also the Spinners.
Mm-hmm.
And a
Shaka
host
Khan.
of many other guys. And Shaka Khan.
Yep.
I think that Rage Against the Machine group is in there too.
Oh, that's right. Rage Against
the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm definitely going to be there. And hopefully next year we'll have a budget where Rap Station appears, at the Rock, wherever that the ceremony is going to happen. And we're looking good for next year, and we're going to be in the space and in the place next year.
Where's
that's the desire.
Where is the ceremony this year?
This year, I don't know.
I think it's in New York.
But I will know.
New York. Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, New York.
I think so.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was Cleveland last year, wasn't it?
Yes, it was Cleveland last year, and oh yeah, no, the year before was Cleveland when I went to LL.
Okay.
Jay-Z LL.
Yeah.
Then I think last year was LA.
Was LA. Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't go. Why didn't I go? Oh yeah, because I was busy doing something else.
There you go.
It's always the case, right?
Of course.
It is.
It's always the case. This is why I can't show up to every show right here, because if I had 4 of me, one would be there every week. And it probably would be obnoxious, right? Because it would probably cut everybody off again and be arrogant without me putting it in check. I don't know how much AI is going to work for me going 4 ways.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
He'll be coming up to me like, man, Chuck, man, yo, you my bro, but your clone, man. That dude is.
We can do without him.
Right.
But yes, join us next week as we welcome Breakbeat Lou to the show and join Jennifer and Ultramag along with DJ Soulbuck on Sunday. So guess we'll be playing breaks this week, huh? Maybe.
Yeah, he's gonna cut up some breaks.
Cut up some breaks.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight live, everybody watching on the replay, my esteemed co-hosts, Ultramag Flatline, Jennifer O'Jenny, and Mr. Chuck D. And if you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe. We got lots of great content here at Channel Zero. And we will see everyone next week on another episode of It's CDOC Again.